Hello and welcome to the Creators Guild podcast. I'm Chris Howell and with me,
Jared Lovelady.
and we're here to talk about all things creative. We jump in as usual, reminding you to go get your copy of A Flight from Shadows if you haven't yet. And if you have and you've read it, go make sure to go give us a review because those help us and we like reviews. We do have a little bit of an update. Book progress, book 2.
Yeah, got a little bit of work done.
We got a little bit of work done. So we took some days off work, spent 4 days writing, revising, still trying to get it out there. And guess what? We're not done yet.
No.
Oh, it's taking so long. But we did, what do we get? 5 chapters?
Yeah,
Review.
it was a lot. What, 20,000 words or so?
20,000 words, 20,000 new added words
Yeah.
that we wrote. Revised 5 chapters, edited through. The chapters didn't require a lot of revision, but we did have to read through them, go through them a couple times,
Yeah.
check for continuity and changes and whatnot. So still work, but we're going to keep plugging through, and we're trying. We're trying.
We have a deadline in our head.
Yes, there's a deadline in our head. If it looks like we're going to, in the next few weeks, if it looks like, yep, we think we can meet that deadline, we will share that deadline with you along with release dates and whatnot. But today is not that day. So more to come on that. But I feel good about what we're doing.
Yeah.
It was fun. Fun isn't the right word. It was enjoyable. What we did write, I enjoyed what we wrote and came up with. And then even going through and doing the revising and cleanup and stuff, it was nice going back and revisiting things. And I thought, anyways.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was some good new stuff.
Yeah, I think so. I enjoyed it. So hopefully that translates into the rest of the world will enjoy it as well.
Yes.
So today we wanted to dive back in. We got a little bit of feedback from somebody when we did the personality test for Tawara. And it was the Sarcanova, right?
Sarcanova, yes. Or Sarca something.
We found 2 different spellings. There was a comment on our YouTube channel that said, well, the 16-point test that we did, if we did this other test, it dives in a little bit different direction. And we tried diving into the Sarcanova test, 96 questions. And we want to go through Teth. We want to run through and see if we can think of what would Teth be, just as an interesting project. But the one site that we found that had like a full on the 96 questions, it did say this is broken right now.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do those 96 questions, but at some point we'll probably go through. The person who commented went along with us and did a comparison. And if you go check out that episode on YouTube, go find that episode. There's a description that they go through, an analysis of what we did for the personality test for Tawara and what how their results compared to our results. And they tried to answer those questions. I think, what is it? The Sarcanova test it was personality, but then it had cognitive functions.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's a little bit different test. It was interesting to review what they said, but I'm not sure if the one that we found was the right one, and it was broken anyway. So we're going to do Teth with the same test that we did with Tawara and go through Teth's personality. This one might be a little more difficult. We'll try to go through it for pretty quick. We don't want it to drag. And but we got to think a little bit more about
Yeah.
Teth.
Because getting in his head is kind of like getting in a dirty bathtub.
Yeah. Yeah, a dirty bathtub that someone's dumped cans of various soups in, and
Yeah.
got to figure out, well, which one did this come from? Was this the clam chowder, or was this the the lentil soup? I don't know. So, without further ado, we're gonna jump in. We're gonna do personality test for Teth. I'm gonna pull my little thing over here so I can, if I need to jot something down to help keep my brain flowing here and going. So,
All right. Ready?
we're ready. We're gonna dive in with Teth.
All right. Question number 1. You regularly make new friends. And these
No.
these go from strongly agree to strongly disagree.
Very much disagree with Teth.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. If Teth was taking this, would all his
Little knives.
utensils would they all be his friends?
Mm.
So no, that's a strong no on that one.
Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. I don't think so. I think he's pretty straightforward in his thinking.
Yeah. I was trying to think through like complex stuff and like how complex things would be.
I mean,
and
his methods of torture might be complex, but his everyday.
Yeah, I don't think it's complex. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no on that one. I think I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking Teth's personality. I need to keep it more straightforward and not get so complex.
Yeah.
Okay.
You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments.
Oh.
Is he more emotional or factual driven?
I would say he'd have to be emotional. Look at how he look at when he goes after Tawara and what he does. He's supposed to do, he knows what he's supposed to do, his specific instructions, but he gets this desire in him, and then that's what he follows.
Yeah.
And that's what he follows with all of his people. The guy, well, again, the trekking that they have in the woods, and it goes back like purely emotional, purely what feels, going by what he feels. So yeah, emotional on that one.
Your living and workspaces are clean and organized.
No, he doesn't even smell right. I mean, he keeps his tools organized.
Yeah.
Does that count?
Oh, this one's kind of weird because living in workspaces, I know for me personally, at home, I'm a little bit of a slob. But when I go to work, I keep my workplace extremely organized. So,
well, horse. When they took care of the horse in the cave, what did Teth do? I
don't remember. I remember
Balor led his horse in, brushed his horse down, took the saddle off, fed him stuff, laid out his cot and everything, and then he sat down and started eating. Teth ignored his horse, ignored his food, ignored everything he was doing, started playing with his little tools. So I'd say that's your home. I'd say he's probably pretty sloppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure.
He does do that.
Yes. You find the idea of networking or prompting yourself or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting.
How would Teth face promoting himself to strangers?
I see him as more introverted in social situations. Personally, I mean, we haven't talked through this, so.
But not from a, so read the question again. I want to make sure I get the language right.
You find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting.
Yeah, I guess the specific thing of you're networking, you're going out to, like, I see him when he comes back and the um Lorana is, and I forgot why.
I don't remember his name either.
When they ride back, he's there. He doesn't have a problem talking with them and saying what he wants.
Yeah.
But he's talking about what he wants. It's not, I need to network and connect with people. That if you thought of it specifically in terms of networking and connecting and building, I'd say he'd probably feel pretty awkward doing that.
Yeah. You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline.
Depends on the task. Is it torture? I mean, he is hired to go, or well, I guess we haven't said exactly how he was wrangled into doing this or why. So he's got to be able to keep a timeline where nobody would ever bring him in.
Yeah.
He's got to be able to deliver.
So we go with mildly agree on that one?
Mildly.
People's priorities and emotions speak louder to you than numbers and data.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably accurate.
You like to organize tools like schedules and lists.
Yeah, he keeps his tools all organized.
Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think either. I don't think there's much that would actually cause him to be like, wait, is that right? No, he's going to do what he's going to do.
You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. I think if he found them interesting,
yeah,
he would.
Yeah, I think he would have no, even if it's the perspective of, I find this interesting, it's completely socially inappropriate for me to go talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to go do it because they're interesting.
That's exactly what I would say too.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You're not too interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative work.
You're not interested about discussions in creative work?
Right.
I would say that'd be kind of a middle road, I think.
Yeah.
I think he would find some topics interesting to go, to explore down the rabbit hole to an extent, but then if it didn't keep his attention, he'd get bored with it and disengage. Just like socially awkward for me to talk to you. It's also socially awkward for me to just disengage and walk away.
Yeah.
But if it's not holding my attention, that's what I'm going to do.
You prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course of action.
So this is outward, other people's.
Yes, other people's feelings.
Other people's feelings versus what he sees as fact.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think how to answer that one. When he's in the cell, he talks, addresses Captain Ethrin, gets kicked in the face, talks to him anyway. Um, yeah, I don't that one might be kind of a middle of the road.
Okay. You often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all.
Yeah, I'd say from the day to day,
Mm-hmm.
he would just go with the flow.
You rarely worry about whether you're making a good impression on people you meet.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think he worries about that in the slightest. Maybe, there might be some given specific circumstances and depend on the situation. And he's not stupid.
No, but I don't think he really cares what people think of him.
Yeah.
You enjoy participating in team-based activities.
uh, I would say not a hard no, but a lean toward no, based on he works with Balor and he works with him, but he just does.
Yeah.
He works with Lorana and the other guy whose names I can't remember. Um, I think
I don't think he necessarily enjoys.
I don't think he enjoys it,
Yeah.
but he does enjoy working with other people.
You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches.
Yes.
You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest.
No.
No, I think he's more
No.
pretty honest.
Yeah. Fairly blunt, not tactful. Only holds back on that honesty if the situation, speaking his mind after getting kicked in the head by Ethrin. Like,
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't do that in this situation.
You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to exploit.
Exploit or explore?
Explore, sorry.
Explore. New areas of knowledge and actively seeking. I can't see him. I can see him doing it passively, but not actively.
Yeah, it's the middle of the road on that one.
Yeah.
You're prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse.
Probably middle of the. I don't see him worrying about it, but well, I guess it's.
I don't think he's oblivious to it.
I don't think he's oblivious to it, but he doesn't. I don't picture him worrying about it.
I mean, you can't really be in his line of work and be a constant worrier.
Yeah. Well, that and I could see him worrying about disappointment. That's what I was thinking of. Again, that same scenario where he has the guy they're in the forest or they're out in the woods, and he's like, I'll make him sing, and then Balor just kills him, and he's like, it's more disappointment that he didn't reach Tawara, disappointment that he didn't reach, or that he had to kill Duchesne too quickly, disappointment over, so it's not concern that things will take a turn, it's not worry, but concern that things will not go the way he wants it to. So I'd put it at middle of the road.
Okay. You enjoy solitary hobbies or activities more than group ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shizzle.
You cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living.
Could Teth imagine himself writing fictional stories? I know. I think he could imagine himself doing that.
You think?
I think so. I don't think he would ever do it.
No.
But the thought of, making them sing, and then I could write a story. I could tell a story about blah blah blah. Why don't you do that? Never actually do it.
Yeah.
But he could picture himself doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what the question asks.
Your favor Your favor efficiency in decisions. You favor efficiency in decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects. So does he favor efficiency?
Efficiency in decision making
Yeah.
over emotional aspects. Trying to think, like, how would Teth think of if he would dive in, if he's faced with the challenge and it's, well, we need to mull this over, or just make a quick decision. Which would he favor generally?
I think he would be more of a quick decision maker.
Yeah.
I don't see him as a deep think througher.
Yeah. I would say not strongly, but yeah, I'd lean to that side. I mean, he recovered and then went back and went after Tawara, killed Duchesne in the process.
You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax.
Nope.
In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feelings of others.
Well, this one is feelings of others. I'd put that middle of the road ish, because my thought there is not that he is overly concerned about proving his point, but he would be as dismissive about proving his point as he is about worrying about the feeling of others.
Yeah. You usually wait for others to introduce themselves before. Oh, sorry. You usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gatherings.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say that would fit who he is. He might talk to them, but again, the social awkwardness, the people talk and then be, who are you?
Your mood can change very quickly.
That's one thing we've portrayed him as. He's stayed pretty emotionally constant.
Yeah.
Whether it's even getting his face smashed with a rock, trying to kill somebody, getting kicked in the head, thrown in a cell, killing his guards. It's pretty much the same the whole time.
Yeah. You're not easily swayed by emotional arguments.
From a somebody persuading you perspective, persuading him, again, he's intelligent. So if they could play to his emotions,
yeah, but this is more of their emotional argument.
So I would say he wouldn't be swayed by other people's emotions. He could be swayed if they were manipulating him and playing to his specific emotions, but not the other way around. I think that has to do with empathy.
Yeah, he doesn't have any.
Yeah.
You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. I don't think so. I think he's pretty, I've got a job to do. I'm going to go do it.
Yeah, I guess this one is a little bit more difficult, I would say, because are we talking about like tasks, daily tasks that need to be done? Like we showed with his horse, or even his clothes are still, he's wearing the old clothes. He hasn't done anything to try to change what he looks like when he comes back to Duchesne, and then he gets caught and thrown in prison. It depends on if it's a task he's set out to do versus daily things.
I think this is probably meaning more of tasks that are
okay. So if it's set to do a task, he would do the task. If it's the daily upkeep, unsaddling his horse, taking care of things like that, nope,
You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas.
Um, I don't think he
Yeah,
would
I don't.
enjoy that. He would just have his side, and that's just what it is.
You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own.
Nope. Depends on what you mean by be around.
You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical.
I could see that. I could see him.
Yeah.
And again, unless it's a specific thing that he's very focused on and interested in, he would just slip right past it.
When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart.
Yeah.
Think so?
I think, I mean, we, again, seeing the pattern of just the behavior that we have for him, of what he's doing and stuff so far.
You find it challenging to maintain consistent work or study schedule.
A work or studies. Again, like you said, if he has a task, it just, well, this is what has to be done. So that's what you do. Here's the steps to do it.
Yeah, so disagree.
So, yeah, not strongly, but
Yeah.
but disagree.
You rarely second guess the choices you have made. We see himself second guessing himself.
Yeah. When he even talks through that to himself when he's sitting in the cell.
Yeah.
Of I shouldn't have done this. He even tells Ethrin and Tawara, like, yeah, it was a mistake.
Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing.
No, probably not so much.
Yeah. You're drawn.
Sorry,
Oh, no,
interruption. Mental image just now when you're talking about friends would describe you as lively and outgoing. The mental image when I was thinking of Teth that just came into my head was the lights are not all on upstairs. And the hyena that's sitting there with his eyes.
Yeah.
Looking side to side and he's biting his tongue. I was like, is that Teth? Did we just write Teth the hyena? What do you picture and in the movie when they're talking like, what do you think? Like when they show up the Cubs, and the crazy one is just like, ooh, yeah. He doesn't even answer, just laughs. And, like, is that Teth? Did we just create Teth the hyena?
Okay, you're drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as writing. I don't think so.
Yeah. He has his own creative expression, but it's not varied.
You usually base choices on objective facts rather than emotional expressions or impressions.
I'd say he leans a little bit more toward the emotional side.
Yeah. You like to have a to-do list for each day.
No, I don't think so on that one.
No. You rarely feel insecure.
Yeah. Not strongly agree, but agree.
This one doesn't apply directly, but you avoid making phone calls.
He doesn't write letters. He doesn't reach out.
You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints.
I could see him just kind of exploring ideas. So maybe neutral or slightly agree on that one.
Okay. You can easily connect with people you have just met.
Is he supposed to connect with them? Is that what he was hired to do? He
Yeah.
doesn't have a problem with
What
that.
kind of connection are we talking about here?
No, I'd say he. I don't. Well, we're trying to think from Teth's perspective. Well, we have to put it in reality. We can't
Yeah.
like even if he thinks he connects with people, he doesn't build connections with people.
If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. I would say
Yeah.
yes.
Yep. I think we even demonstrate a little bit of that.
You're still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago.
I don't think he dwells.
No. He's not a ruminator.
No.
You're not too interested in discussing theories on what the world could look like in the future.
Yeah, I'd say he doesn't consider that.
Mm-mm. Your emotions control you more than you control them.
So that one's a more difficult one because, like we said, he has this passion that pulls him.
Yeah.
And he reacts more emotionally than he does thinking logically, but also he maintains a pretty flat emotional scale.
So maybe middle of the road on that one.
So read the question again. Let's
Your emotions control you more than you control them. I don't think
I would say no, because that's like a reaction thing. He doesn't react emotionally.
When making decisions, you focus more on how effective or affected people might feel than on what is most logical or efficient.
Read that again. I didn't understand.
When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than on what is most logical or efficient.
He wouldn't care about what other people feel.
No. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent effort.
That one's probably middle because of the extremes that they're talking about, or the comparative forms that they're talking about there. Because I don't see him falling one way or the other specifically.
When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointment in you.
Nope. Doesn't hit him at all.
Smartphone connected.
That was interesting.
Yeah. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. Yeah.
Yep. You'd like that one.
You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time.
Yeah. Not strongly, but because he would have some ponderances.
Yeah, but not necessarily abstract philosophical questions. Yeah. You feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmosphere than to a quiet, intimate place. No. If a decision feels right to you, you often act on it without needing further proof.
Yep.
Yeah.
That fits.
You often feel overwhelmed. I don't think so.
I don't think he feels overwhelmed or underwhelmed. Just whelmed.
You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps.
From a task, like when he had,
when he has
going back
a
to that,
task.
he's got these active tasks. He doesn't skip the steps.
fact, he revels in the
Yes,
steps
revels
of
in
the
the
tasks.
steps.
Okay, you prefer tasks that require you to. Oh, go ahead.
It's about the journey, not the destination, right?
Yeah. You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps.
So this one's a preference of which types of tasks. Concrete, I need to do this, this, and this, or well, I need to do this, but I get to be creative in how I get there.
I'd say in his torturing, he's more creative.
Yeah. But when it comes to so let's, since we've been kind of taking like, you have tasks that need to be accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Well, give me the order, give me the tasks. I don't want to.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't really, try to be creative with the solutions to the tasks.
Yeah.
He wants to follow the steps, each step, there may be creativity in the torturing, but it's still a step-by-step process.
Yeah. But I think he would still like the song Every Step You Take.
You're more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reasoning when making a choice.
Yeah, he'd rely on, I think I would say not strongly, but agree. He relies more on his gut.
Yeah.
Because that's what he goes with.
You struggle with deadlines. Yeah, I don't think so.
No, again, if it's the day-to-day stuff, he doesn't care about it. But if it's tasks, he knows what he needs to do, and that's what he does.
Yep. And the last question, you feel confident that things will work out for you.
Yeah, for the most part. Even Steven. Like, I think that plays right into the flat emotional scale.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's just going to be, and it'll work out, whatever that is. It just will be what it is. Might get my face smashed.
Okay. He is an ISFJ, defender.
Defender?
Mm-hmm.
ISFJ. I don't remember what those mean. Does it say? F, I think, is feeling, right?
Yeah, I don't remember, and it doesn't say right here.
ISFJ.
Yeah, let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, I wonder how these personality tests handle or account for potential disorder,
Introverted, sensing, feeling, judging.
Introvert, sensing, feeling, judging. So what does that mean?
What that means, you're the quiet backbone of society.
What?
Offering unwavering support and practical care to those around you.
What? How did that come out of there at all?
I don't know.
That's the first sentence, and I'm like, I don't trust this at all. What the heck? Okay, what's next?
Okay, your keen eye for detail and excellent memory allow you to anticipate and meet others' needs, often before they even realize what they're required.
What? Okay, let's keep going.
You find deep satisfaction in creating stability and comfort in the ones you are your loved ones, and approaching life with a grounded, responsible attitude.
Where's this coming from? This is completely wrong. It's totally off. We should have done the Sarkanova. Okay, well, keep going.
Your natural inclination towards tradition and established methods serves you well in many aspects of your life. You excel at maintaining order and following through on commitments, traits that make you invaluable in both personal and professional spheres. However, This same preference for the familiar can sometimes hold you back from embracing new experiences or perspectives that might enrich your life.
So this is how political speech and statistics work, what we're going through right now. Okay, keep going. I'm not buying this. But let's go. Let's go.
Your sensitivity to others' emotions is both a blessing and a challenge. This empathetic.
How does it keep saying stuff about sensitivity to others, caring about it? Like every question we answered that came up with something about placing others first. Were you answering the questions backward?
I don't
Is
think
the scale backward?
I think I got it right.
You should open a new tab and just double check. If it is, we might have to go back through and be like, wait, change all, because it was disagree and agree, right?
Right.
Okay. Sorry. I'm going to keep interrupting. I was going to say I won't interrupt, but that's a lie. That would be a lie. I'm going to keep interrupting. Let's go.
Empathetic nature allows you to perform deep, meaningful connections and provide unparalleled support to those you care about.
This is completely the opposite. We even said we have to answer that question no, because that goes along with empathy. And he doesn't carry that. Okay, what else?
It can also lead to you neglecting your own needs in favor of others, potentially resulting in burnout or resentment and left unchecked.
The opposite. Okay, everything this is, what's the opposite of an ISFJ? well, let's go through. Then we'll look at that.
Okay.
And we'll see.
Whoa. Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's look at career path.
Okay. Let's see. See what career path says for Teth.
In your personal life, you thrive in environments that value stability, clear structure, and the opportunity to make tangible difference in others' lives. Your exceptional attention to detail, strong work ethic, and natural inclination to support others makes you an invaluable team member in many fields.
What the crap?
You excel in roles that allow you to apply your practical skills and caring nature, whenever it's in healthcare, education, administration, or customer service.
Holy crap.
I think these have a non-psychopathic bias.
But even, even taking into account like everything we answered question-wise, not caring about others, putting himself first, not worried about what others think about him, not weighing the feelings of others. How does any of that come into what this thing just said? It would be like the exact opposite of that paragraph you just read. I'm like the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
That he would be not feeling toward others, not make connections easily with others, not garner other people's sympathy, and not show them empathy at all. So where did this come from?
Yeah, I don't know. It's totally wrong. And it's like 180 wrong.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, did maybe their scale was messed up and it put all the strongly agrees and strongly disagrees backward.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, so do a search real quick. What is the opposite of ISFJ? And see, maybe there's something, and if we can find a description of that, we can see, does that description of an opposite of ISFJ give us a better picture?
The opposite is an ENTP.
ENTP.
Extroverted, intuitive, thinking, perceiving.
Okay, well, maybe INTP. Maybe the introvert is okay. So what was it? Extroverted,
intuitive,
thinking,
and perceiving.
So what does is there a description?
ENT, ENTPs are outgoing, conceptual thinkers who enjoy debate and spontaneity, essentially contrasting on most key personality dimensions of the other one.
That doesn't match either. But I mean, the ISFJ, nothing that they not a description that they've said so far matches Teth. And I thought we answered the questions fairly well. You know,
Um,
what do you got? What do you?
these are some key points about ISFJ contrasted to ENTP. Um, the first one are introverts preferring quiet time alone, so that
Okay,
checks
that
out.
applies to Teth.
As opposed to extroverts living in a thriving social situation.
Yeah.
ISFJs are grounded in concrete details. So that kind of goes.
That ish, a little bit.
Whereas an ENTP is more focused on big ideas and possibilities.
Yeah, he's not a big idea possibilities person.
ISFJs are prioritize emotions and interpersonal harmony.
That's where the conflict is. They focus on emotion but not interpersonal harmony.
Whereas ENTPs tend to be more logical and analytical. And then ISFJs are structured and prefer to have plans, whereas ENTPs are flexible and adaptable. So it's on the feeling one. Feeling versus thinking.
Yeah.
Is where
it really took a spin there of that it's almost like the way this test and there were some comments online. I think this one is like the 16 point or something like that.
Yeah, the 16 personalities.
Yeah. There was some talk online about that, about how this one is skewed or whatnot. And I feel like it maybe has some bias built in to where, well, if you're more of a feeling person, you're going to be outwardly feeling concern about others, focus on make everybody comfortable. And I'm like, no, we're talking about feelings as in you follow your intuition. You do what feels right for you, but you consistently disregard the comfort of others. You know, you may not think through things. It's this feelings versus thinking, where the comparison I think that they're putting in there isn't the right comparison, or maybe it's biased in how they're comparing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
because he is intelligent, he does think things through, but then he follows his intuition, he follows his own desires. He's not compassionate, he's not empathetic, he's not sympathetic. He's not concerned about other people. He doesn't feel for his own comforts either, other than satiating his own desires. Yeah. But when he does have tasks, he likes them to be laid out, specific, follow those tasks, check the boxes, but he's not obsessive or compulsive, in that, you know, well, I guess he would be a little bit obsessive compulsive, but only about certain things. Like when Balor, we talk about from Balor's perspective, he sees him across the, he doesn't use the strikers.
Mm-hmm.
He still uses flint and steel because the strikers they're bad, they're evil. And then he keeps his tools sharp, neat, clean, organized. He's obsessive about those tools. And you know, those his little friends that are like what he cares for. But he doesn't care about, is the horse brushed? Is its saddle taken care of? What if it dies tonight because I didn't take care of it and I didn't feed it right? I'm not going to be able to ride off tomorrow. You know, he does those tasks. He doesn't care about those tasks, and they're not the top priority. But I don't know. So in that, where they're comparing or contrasting feeler versus thinker, it's like, well, are you compassionate to other people? Do you make decisions based on how other people feel and, you know, their comfort and their other things? Does that weigh on you? Or do you make decisions where you think through things and you have to be kind of a little bit more cold, or, you know, or like, but that's neither of those fit him.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had a really good result with Tawara and a really bad result with Teth.
Yeah. Well, maybe on our YouTube channel, should look up the name. On our what was it, episode 38, I think. So not just a couple episodes ago is when we did the personality analysis for Tawara, and the commenter on the YouTube on that channel, or on that video, we just went through all the questions. We kind of discussed each one of them a little bit here and there. They gave us their feedback and their perspective on Tawara, what they thought Tawara would be, how it was close, a little bit different. The analysis they did and the tests they used, because they said they went through with us, kind of followed along and went through and input and did the analysis along the way with us, and got a little bit different result with a different test. So now I'm curious what happens with Teth.
Yeah.
Is it different? Did you pull that up?
I don't remember which.
Should be episode 38. And it's a personality test. So that individual whose name we're going to get, or handle we're going to get here in just a minute, if you watch this video, go through and answer along with us with Teth, and see if you can figure out how in the world the test we just took got it so wrong from our perspective. Or maybe there's something we're missing. Maybe there's something where you could throw out your opinion and be like, well, actually, we're looking at it wrong. But it feels like this, at least their interpretation or what they're sharing is an ISFJ, feels pretty wrong. And it's just, is it only those 8 letters, ISFJ and ENTP, or are there other letters?
There are other letters. Why am I having such trouble with this?
It's been so long since I've done any personality stuff that I'm like, I don't remember. I don't remember what the different options are. At work, we've taken some personality tests just to be like, oh, where do you fall? What are your appreciation languages and stuff like that?
Milky Way Mountain was their name.
Milky Way Mountain. Milky Way Mountain, if you feel so inclined, put your analytical and personality analysis to work and see if you come up with something different. See if there's something, if you're like, nope, you guys are idiots. Tell us we're idiots. But maybe you would answer the questions a little bit differently than what we did. Whatever it is, see if you can come up with something that, based on what we've described and kind of what our disagreements are with this tool's analysis. See if you can do something, and we will talk about that in the future. I'm kind of disappointed.
I am too.
I'm like, I was hoping to get something, that would come back and be like, yep, you have this type of personality. You tend to follow these lines. You tend to do blah, blah, blah. Here's what you would fall under. Like, I don't agree at all with this. If it was a book right here, I'd be like, garbage. Throw it in the garbage. Light it on fire. So, not ENTP. He doesn't fit the mold for an ENTP. Doesn't fit what we've reviewed for analysis of ISFJ. Did you pull up what the other letters are and what some of those other? Because you've got the four areas. I wonder what the how many letters are there in each area? I mean, there's introvert, extrovert. What would be the letter for in the middle? In the middle vert?
Oh, there's. I'm finding different types, but not, like what each letter is.
But there's more like for the I versus E, introvert versus extrovert. Are there other letters that go there in that slot?
No, I or E.
Okay.
And then it's.
And then intuitive versus. I can't read what I wrote there. Sensitivity.
Yeah. And then it's either T or F.
So feeling versus thinking, and then judging versus perceiving.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is just it's the 8 letters, and then you have some combination of those 8 letters. You lean more heavily I or E, S or N, F or T, J or P.
Yep.
According to this.
Yeah, according to this.
The
Myers-Briggs type indicator.
I don't know. And the word, to quote good old water boy, "You're wrong, Colonel Sanders." Yeah, there's something definitely wrong with there, Abdullah Oblongata, because I disagree with this wholeheartedly. But again, what was the name? Again, our
Milky Way Mountain.
Milky Way Mountain. Milky Way Mountain may just determine that we're dumb. But yeah, I was hoping to talk through this a little more, get into some scenarios based on their analysis of here's your career path, here's who you should have a relationship with, here's whatever, kind of like we did with Tawara. Like, cool, now we can't do it with Teth because it's wrong. It's dumb. If Teth were in the modern, like, what would he? If we brought him into our world today in 2025, what would he do for a job?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he would go be a mechanical engineer at a company and write books on the side and have a podcast.
Maybe.
I would picture him being I don't know, in the modern world, jobs he would do, in if he were in like the X-Files, they'd have him as a janitor or something like that, you know, because I think it would be hard to with his personality, would he have any interest in pursuits that would be going for secondary education and then going beyond that? Would there be any skills like you were a welder? Would he have interest in something like that? But he is intelligent enough that there might be something that he would pursue that would facilitate carrying out his other interests. Getting into like,
I think he'd be into taxidermy.
Yeah, maybe. Well, but taxidermy's dealing with stuff that's already dead.
That's true.
So, but I could see him facilitating something, going to do plumbing or electrical work, something like that, that he does have the aptitude to be able to do. It allows him to work alone, allows him to work with his hands, use tools, keep those tools straight, and knowing that in order to facilitate his other extracurricular activities, he's got to be able to maintain it. But I couldn't pick, if he had a job that he had to go to every day and check in, it would have to be something where he's punching the clock and has tasks, and he does the tasks so that he can get them done and get out.
Yeah.
And hence the, X-Files, he's going to be a janitor.
Yeah, maybe an assembly line worker.
I was going to, maybe, but it'd have to be something. Yeah, I could see that. Something assembly line worker where it's an isolated assembly line worker.
Yeah, where you've got your booth and you do your job and move it down the line.
Yeah. Nothing where, I mean, I guess I could see him. I'm picturing him soldering the little circuit board, and then something messes up and him going up to the manager, even keeled, whatever. Like, this is broken. It's got to be fixed. All right, Teth. Well, you got to get back over there. Well, I can't do anything. Can't do the next job. This has got to be fixed. And then, well, go over here and do this. Well, I don't know if I can do that. But he wouldn't get upset about it. He would just be like, well, I can't do that. That's not the steps. Like, okay, well, we're going to give you something else. Well, that wasn't on the schedule today. But it's okay, Teth. We're going to give you a different thing. We're going to give you a different thing to do. Well, are we going to put that on the schedule? Yes, we'll put it on the schedule. All right, here, it's on the schedule. So now you're going to do this. Okay. And then he moves on and he does that. And then he goes home and murders people in his basement. Now we got to write another story about a modern day Teth who's a serial killer.
Yeah.
That's going to be our murder mystery. The serial killer assembly line guy who lives on his own, doesn't have any friends, awkward. He's not somebody that would be like, that the other people would be like, I could never imagine that. Although, he wouldn't get angry.
No.
If it was, I can't picture Teth getting angry about anything. He never gets mad. Never gets upset about anything at all. Somebody ate his lunch and he just took it in stride. Like, oh, well, people eat other people's lunches sometimes. Somebody else, the forklift operator turned and it bumped something. It fell down and broke his leg. He was in a cast for 6 weeks. And even laying there with his leg broken sideways. He was just like, well, that sucks. Like, we didn't even know if it hurt him. So, I could picture him getting a little bit more of a picture of what Teth would be like in our modern world.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, the disappointment of personality tests sometimes. Now, maybe we had a discussion with Liz too. We'll see. I'll have to look up because there was personality tests she recommended too.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that one up and try it out, see if it's a little bit different.
Okay.
But if somebody out there, if you have comments, if you have thoughts, if you think we answered the questions wrong, let us know, because this I'm really disappointed. I can't express. But hopefully you enjoyed the discussion going along the ride with us. And if you are so inclined, if you're somebody out there who's like, I'm going to go through and do my own quest, do my own thing, go on our website, DurdenBooks.com. Send us a message there. If you send us a message, it'll come straight to our inbox. It's not a form. You can go, you just send us an email through the website, and there's a place you can go and type a message out to us. So, or go comment on this episode. Either way, tell us what you think. If you think maybe we answered the questions differently than you would have, or if there's something else personality-wise that you're like, I think if you are familiar with personality tests, especially if you think Teth is a specific personality type, or there's a personality type that you think would describe him well, send that to us. Tell us.
Yeah, we want to know. We want to look it up.
Yeah, because now I want to know. I want to know what's the right one that fits it, that would fit him. So if you got an answer, send it to us. We'd appreciate it. We'll talk about it again. Well, thanks for coming along the ride with us on the ride today. It's been a strange little adventure down this path, but interesting discussion, I think.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming along. We will see you next time. Till then, go in good spirits. Thanks for listening to the Creators Guild podcast. Don't forget to get your copy of A Flight from Shadows, available on Amazon. While you're there, please rate it and give it a review. If you like the Creators Guild, please like and subscribe, and make sure to share it with your friends. Until next time, go in good spirits.